Hey y'all, you are now tuned into Decadent Conversations with your girl Shay Butter.
And I'm Brown Sugar.
Welcome back.
So I love your little outfit, especially your hair. That's popping. I
Thank
know
you.
that
You know,
aged me to
I
say popping, but you know.
try to, I mean, well, the Oprah look today kind of aged you, so it goes with what
I'm getting my
what you
Oprah
said.
on.
Yeah, real Oprah vibes on this couch from you today.
Okay, I'll do it. I could be Oprah.
So listen, I think I gotta get this off my chest now because I've been bothered by it. It's already gonna be as I have to tell you about what happened. Not the cigar, I need the joint. Okay, I have to tell you about what happened to me. We're just gonna have to
Okay.
cut all of that out. Okay. Okay. So you remember last week, and I told you like I was gonna go see my friend's comedy show. This guy that I was talking to or whatever.
Yeah.
So I went and saw it. It's this guy that I had been like talking to for a few weeks or whatever, and I want to be supportive, especially of people who are in entertainment, since I'm technically in entertainment. So I
Mhm.
went to go see his show. It was at Sunset Rooftop in Hollywood or whatever. So when we're
Mhm.
leaving and we get in the car, he kisses me, right?
Mhm.
So he kisses me, and I'm caught off guard because I wasn't expecting a kiss, and I really didn't want to kiss. And I guess I definitely gave off that I don't want to kiss too. So it reflected in how I kissed. So fast forward, we're
Why didn't you
chatting
want to
like
kiss him?
I'm about let me get there.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So we're chatting and just talking about like I guess if we should probably just stay friends to make a long story short, just keep things, friendly. Let's keep it cool. And he
Mhm.
like, yeah, honestly, I think that's best because I really think you got lip injections.
Oh,
So,
What?
hell no.
yeah, nigga. I
Of
think
all
you
the
got
things
lip
to say, booty injections, okay, but
I
lips.
think you got lip injections, and honestly, your lips ain't as soft as they look, and it's probably from the lip injections, and it wasn't no
Oh,
passion in it and all this stuff. He started like trying to go hard, cause
clown, right?
yeah. So I'm like, okay, I see what you doing. I don't have any lip injections. You are right. There was no passion behind the kiss. You know what I'm saying? That wouldn't be the reason why I stopped talking to somebody though. If we're trying to like work towards something else, because sometimes maybe the first kiss is bad. Maybe the sex wasn't all that cool the first time. Sometimes it takes time for that chemistry to build, especially if you're
Right.
trying to rush or force something. I know that from dating. So I was like, I wouldn't just count you out for that. But you're probably right. We're not meant to be. Um, this is how I know that I've really done a work on myself because the old me would have got to clowning about the fact that nigga, you 48. And ain't nothing wrong with being 48 and chasing your dream. By all means, chase your dreams, but nigga, that's all you doing. You don't even have no income right now. Let's talk about that. You don't even have no income right now. You're not getting an invite to my place because I couldn't come to your place because your living situations. And I told your ass a long time ago, if I can't come to
Yes.
his place, he can't come to mine.
Yeah, come to mind,
Period. Because I'm
right.
not playing these stupid ass games anymore. It just is what it is. So you telling me you gonna get a job to help me? Don't get a job to help me. Get a job to help your motherfucking self.
You
That's what you need to do. Okay. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about the fact that your EBT card is what's funding a lot of your food ventures because you don't have any fucking income. You ain't that goddamn funny. The jokes that you was telling is jokes that I could
damn.
look up on YouTube from 10 years ago from one of your sets that you sent me. So why are you still telling the same goddamn jokes? You talking about
Yeah.
some you talking about some you only do
My stomach hurt.
You only do comedy when it's paying you. Nigga, they don't pay on Thursdays at Sunset on the rooftop. You did not get paid for that show. So you're not as popping as you think you are. I've performed there. I've sang there for exposure. Who you think you talking to? So I'm just like, I didn't say that. These were all of my thoughts. That's how I know that I've grown. But I kind of just was like, really? This is what you're doing? Just because, I didn't sleep with you or I didn't invite you over, you had to take it there and then like say I had lip injections. Like no man has ever in his life told me I have lip
Yeah,
injections
that
or
don't
that I
even
have
sound
not
right.
or that I
Mhm.
can't kiss. You fucking lying.
Mhm.
So that shit had me boiling. Cause here
Yeah,
I
that'll
am
piss me
again
off.
dating down when I have no
Mm-mm.
business dating down. And I don't know why I do this to myself and try to give people chances. I need to stay at my level, period. And even though I don't like to talk about what do you bring to the table, especially if a man says that, no, it is true. What are you bringing to the table? Even though I don't need you for nothing, we're not even on the same level. You don't even have
This
health
is
insurance.
crazy.
You walking
Right.
around with a broken foot. Something's wrong with his foot or whatever. And how it's wrapped, nigga, you did not get that medically wrapped. You wrapped that shit by yourself. You went to CVS and got an ace bandage and some more shit and wrapped it yourself.
Oh my
Okay, I feel
God. I
better.
can't
I
believe
feel so
this.
much better.
I could tell you want to get that off, but that, oh my God, of all the things to say about you, he says that. Like he didn't have anything else, but oh my, make sure you, when we record this, send them to YouTube. Tell them subscribe and like and share.
Yeah, because at this point, nigga, how the audacity? How dare you?
Man, no, his feelings was hurt. So he, that was his, like a little kid, his feelings was hurt. So he gonna try to say something, but it didn't stick. So I mean, but it's a learned lesson. Like lead a dusty in the dust. That's it.
So I don't want to
So
hear nobody telling me about Shay, you too superficial. You this, you that. No, I've given these niggas too
it's
many
not.
chances. These the ones that really are just I've given everybody too many chances. I'm not dating down anymore. I'm not.
But I don't think there is nothing wrong with you having some standards. Like there's just a point where it's interesting because we had that one segment on homosexuals, and I had a family member to tell me that her and her friends were talking about it, and they all had these different stories. And she found out a guy she really was feeling was fell under that umbrella, and she stopped talking to him. But she shouldn't feel bad about that because you got to have some standards. You've got to have some standards because if you don't, like, I put in my time with the, like I said before, with the builder man. I'm not doing that. You got to come with at least the bare basics. You got to at least have the basics because if it's like the old saying, romance without finance is a nuisance. You know what I'm saying? So
That's
that's what it
real.
comes down to. You need to just
When I
have at least the basics.
when I text you or call you and say I met this guy, I need you to be like, all right, how much money you got or something. You can give me something that's going. So if I come with the well, be like, you just went through this with lip injections, because that's what we're gonna
Right.
start calling them now, lip injections. You just went through this with lip injections.
Right. Oh my goodness. Whew. Wow. That's a lot. That's a lot. But just don't take it personal because sometimes, even though we know this stuff is not true, it gets to you a little bit, that somebody would even come at you. But especially when you took a chance on the person, it gets to you a little bit, but just don't let it get to you too much.
All right, I'm cool
Well,
now. What's going on with you?
It's been interesting. I'm not going to talk too much about the dating thing other than I'm dating a Gemini. And so
Ugh.
I told him it's four people in the room at all times.
Yeah,
So,
cause y'all both Gemini's. That ain't gonna work. Nah, for real. I don't
it
know.
is. And you know what? Because we have so much in common, he was finishing some of my sentences. Like he already knew.
Oh, you sound like
So
a '80s. An 80s love story. Aw.
It feels like one. So yeah, no, that was yeah, that's been cool. But what I wanted to talk about is I watched this show. It's called Indian Matchmaking, and it's about arranged marriages among people from India. One of my coworkers recommended it for me, and it got me to thinking about arranged marriages. And initially, if you asked me like 10 years ago or something like that, I would say heck no, I want to be able to pick my own person and this and that and the other. But I realized, especially 20 years ago, I didn't have the tools to pick the right kind of person to sustain something meaningful with. So it would have been cool for like family members, if I would have gone to them and said, "Hey, if you know anyone that I'm looking to date and I'm looking, to match with someone, if you know anyone that would be a good fit for me, then let me know." I think that would have been better choices than what the hell I didn't pick over the last 20 years. So it made me
Well,
look at it differently. Now, the difference with this show is the matchmaker actually has them to do like a personality test and ask the people what are they looking for, and she tries to match based on all those criteria. So it's not just completely blind as your family, my family make it work. It's a little bit more details, but I'm not so against it. I'm not
I think
so against it.
I think there's some dating sites that kind of have criteria like that. Like my old boss, I think she was on Match.com or something like that, and that's how she met her husband. But was like an extensive questionnaire where the person that decided to engage with you, you guys had to have so many common interests or so many similarities just to be able to exchange a message in the first place. And well, what I just told you about lip injections,
Yeah.
clearly I don't know how to pick my own mate either. So maybe I need to do an arranged marriage because I'm out here taking chances with monkeypox on niggas that I don't even really like. So, you know,
or just
maybe
tell
I'm not
or
so
just
against it.
tell or just tell like your dad or your brothers or friends, that you're open to dating. So if they run into someone that they think is a good match for you, and because I think what opened me up is I was online dating, and so family members are like, hey, I think I have someone for you, that type of thing. But if I wasn't open, they wouldn't even have that idea. I don't know what's gonna happen with that situation, but it gave me a little bit more hope because it was a good quality of man. Whether it works or not, like I know that's a solid person that's been vetted on some level even before they got to me. And they
Mhm.
look at stuff critically, whereas I might give 100 chances and give outs for various things. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It got me to thinking. It really got me to thinking.
There's actually
So
something
yeah.
like that floating around on Facebook. I'm in this group called TOU University.
Mhm.
In that group, one of the challenges that they were doing is similar to what you said, which is reach out to like five of your friends or something like that and tell them, hey, do you have someone that you think I will be a good fit for? Blah, 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 blah. But the crazy part is somebody has said that they reached out to their friends and their friends responded like, nah, why are you doing this? You don't need to do this. Just pray about like it was just like a whole bunch of rejection messages. Like
Damn. I would have been thinking it's one of those multi-level marketing. I'm like, I ain't buying nothing. I don't want no insurance. Long as it's not that. Long as it's not that, I'm cool. I might have somebody for you. But yeah. So I know you were about to tell me about something. We didn't get into it, so maybe you can elaborate on it now. Something having to do with Nipsey Hussle.
Yeah, his birthday was recently, I believe, August 15th. Don't come for me, y'all, if it's not. I know I should have did the research, but if I get the dates wrong, I'll just correct them on this video. So don't come for me. But they just recently gave him a Hollywood star on Monday,
Oh.
and I was supposed to watch it. Cause I just was like, oh, it's gonna be a neighborhood event. Like Hollywood is not ready. They about to be deep out there. But like I wasn't like thinking any drama or anything was gonna happen like that. But it's just gonna be some hood activities, you know?
Yeah. Hmm.
But so yeah, shout out to Nipsey, rest in peace, happy belated birthday, and that's good looking on that star that he got now. That was
So
it.
when did
That's
they
my
put it up?
Monday.
I don't know how I missed that.
Yeah,
I don't know how I missed that, but that's awesome. I love that. Definitely, he
yeah.
had made such an impact. But we've talked about that before.
The,
So I have a question for you.
mhm.
Do you think that men and women can be platonic friends?
Um, I used to feel like 100% no, they can't. Now I feel like 85% no, they can't. So the reason for the 15% saying that yes, they can is because I do have very small percentage of men in my life that are just my friend. However, I really feel like if I call them like, "Hey, I want my coochie ate," they would come through. So are y'all really
The
my friend? Are you?
15%?
Yeah. So are you really my friend? Or are you just
Damn.
waiting for that moment? Be like, all right, she ain't fucking with nobody else. She probably about to give your boy a chance. What's happening? Like, you know? So I don't in
Mm.
my experience, I really don't have too many men that are my friends just to be my friend.
Okay, I have a question. How much of that, or is there a percentage of that because of how your personality is? Because you're like flirty and very sexual.
I think it probably does have to do with my personality. However, just because me and you talk about sex don't mean I don't want to fuck you. I'm bisexual.
Right.
So
Right.
I can't, I feel like I and this is a horrible comparison, but just like when women wear sexy clothing, does
Right.
that mean that she wants to be fucked because she chose to wear something sexy on the night out with her girls around the town? No, it doesn't.
No, but I will say, in my opinion, if you dress very sexy, you want attention.
You could want attention, but when does it end? Because there's some men that feel like, well, she wouldn't have got raped if she wouldn't have wore that.
Right. No, no, I agree. No, I don't have that type of line of thinking, but I do feel like I'm also not a woman that feels like, you know, no matter what you wear, no one should be attacking you, period. Abusing you, attacking you, anything like that. Nothing warrants that, right? I mean, there are people on nudist colonies that just hang out or whatever. They're not being attacked. So what you wear or don't wear shouldn't determine that. However, you can wear some outfits I put on outfits deliberately times for different occasions. So you know
Mhm,
that there are women who they might break up with their boyfriend and what Eddie Murphy called them the FM dress, and they put on the
mhm,
FM dress to go out. Don't mean that they're gonna do something, but they're wearing that because they want attention. They want male attention. Now, what that male attention looks like is where the discrepancy comes from. Because you shouldn't be coming to me foul just because I got on some booty shorts in the tank. You know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't be, disrespectful or anything, like that. But I just say that to say I I have like there is I think it depends on the personality type whether it can happen or not. So I asked a guy friend of mine who we've been friends for I don't know how many years now, but I this is someone that I dated and but we're cool now. So I asked him about it. He said, "Oh, I could never be friends with a woman." I said, "Why?" I said, "So you don't have any female friends?" He said, "Not that I didn't try to sleep with or didn't sleep with." So he can't. He can't. If he have a woman in his circle, that means that he either slept with her or wanted to
Or
sleep
he
with her,
wants
or
to.
that
Yeah.
yeah, or that door is open. So you do have some men that are that way. But then I got
That's a
friends
lot more
who,
than you think. It's a lot more than you think.
yeah, no, I mean, I've always had male friends. So I've run into that where I thought it was really genuinely my friend, and then, like you said, they were just waiting. I was just talking to another friend of mine, and this was way back in high school, right? So I'm in high school. I always had a ton of male friends. And this particular person I had been friends with since junior high, he would go to the parties, we would hang out, everything. Like, really good friend. I consider him like a really good friend. And so one day I have on this like body dress, like fitted body dress, and the lipstick was popping. I had no stomach fat at the time. You know what I mean? So I'm just switching through the campus, and he said something sexual to me. He told me I had DSLs, and I was like, when I tell you,
Okay. Hold on.
uh huh,
Just because y'all know that I'm going to be the one to educate y'all on some of this shit, just in case you're
mm-hmm.
not aware. If you don't know what DSLs is, it's dick sucking lips. So he told her, you got dick sucking lips. All right.
That's what he told me, but I was so devastated. I was devastated. I was like crying. And the whole day was just ruined for me because I said, why is he looking at me? I took it so personal. And so later on in adulthood we talked, and he apologized for that, and I was like, why? He said, I always looked at you that way. I always looked at you sexually, and I especially looked at women or girls sexually in
Mm-hmm.
that way. But he said it was easier for me to remove myself from that, depending on what you wore. He said, but as you developed and you had that outfit on, you had the lip gloss on. He said, I didn't even see you how I had always seen you. I saw you as a sexual being, and it just came out. It shouldn't have came out like that, whatever, whatever. So I was like, damn. So
No, but I'm
that,
tired of that. Fuck that. It just came out. Have some self control because
yeah,
unless I told you it was cool for you to dress me like that, or we on that type of time, or we behind closed doors doing what we do, don't tell me that I got DSLs.
yeah,
Your dick will never
yeah.
touch these DSLs.
I was
How
so,
about that?
oh girl, I was so devastated. But on the flip side, I got a couple of homeboys that we go back 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and honestly, nothing like that. And those two, if I called them and said, hey, what's up, in that way, like in a sexual way, I think they would say, what's going on with you? What's wrong? What's going on with you? I think that they would put like my well being above that, because they know I'm not trying to like deal with them on that level. Like, I mean, and like, it's so important for you to have like friends of the opposite sex that are platonic, because they add something. Like, men and women add something to each other's lives. And if you have a platonic male friend, they're gonna give you the game. They're gonna give you the game when it comes to certain things. They will. My male friends have stopped me from making dumb decisions. Have shed light on things I wouldn't have seen if it wasn't for them. Like, they have been so instrumental. So I would say, like, there's a percentage or a certain type of man that can't be friends with a woman because he's always just gonna sexualize her in his head. But you have some that can. I think it's three groups. You got the ones that can be friends with a woman. You have the ones that can be friends with a woman, but if the woman said green light, they're gonna go. And then you got the ones that no matter what, they cannot be friends with a woman because they gonna be trying to smash. I think I said the three in the right order, but you know what I'm saying. So
It
I
get
think when it comes,
it's hard. It's
hmm,
very hard because especially with doing music and stuff and meeting a lot of people like, okay, do you really like my voice and you want to put me on a song, or this gonna turn into, well, let me fuck on you?
yeah,
Cause
I
that
mean,
happens a lot.
yeah, yeah,
And
I mean that's
it could be
yeah,
business. You could be paying this person, and they still, well,
yeah.
let me go just try to get some coochie on the side anyway.
But I think sometimes that has to do with like environment, meaning you got to be careful of, and I'm not saying it should just be on us. Like you said, men need to have self control, but you have to govern yourself in a particular way. So like I have a guy that I know, and we went to a mixer. And so one of my girlfriends, she went with me to the mixer. When we get to the mixer, I tell her he's great for networking. You know, he's great for networking. He gives great parties. He will connect you on any level with anything, right? So he's someone good for you to have around. But he's nice looking, and if you will take the bait, he's gonna let you. Like if you go for it, he's gonna go for it. And it's not gonna result in like anything. And as soon as we got there, she came over and she said, Who is that? I said, remember the guy? Because I already knew he nice looking. He a nice little something. You know what I'm saying? But as soon as she came over, I said, that's the guy I was telling you about. If you exchange numbers with him, you exchange for the purpose of networking and for parties. That's it. Don't kick it with this dude outside of that, because he got a lot going on. It's not going to end up in no type of favorable situation for you. You know what I mean? And she, oh no, we could be friends. And then, it ended up being a situation that was a little seedy. You know what I mean? And she, eventually cut that off. But again, certain type of guys. And the same guy, we all went out once. We're sitting at the bar, and he said, I make sure all my female friends are good looking. So that if something accidentally happened, it ain't with no mud duck. If I'm feeling the itch
Oh,
and
that's
she willing to scratch it,
disgusting.
it's somebody nice looking. That's what he told me that. I said, oh, okay.
Nope.
Well, I'm good to know that I'm good looking. And also good to know that I'm gonna continue to keep a certain level of distance, because I can't be vulnerable about around you. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we can be friends, because I always have that like level of like distance, because I already know what it is. But he was
So
he
where's the
was upfront
fine
with me.
line? Where's the fine line? So let's say you are in a relationship with somebody, and it's something else. I want to circle back around on our different personality types as well,
Mhm. Mhm.
because I am
Mhm.
sexually open and you are a little more reserved. However, moving
In
along,
public.
let's
Uh
talk.
huh.
So she a freak in the sheets, as you should be, but I just wanted to put that out there because you said it. Anyway, how do you feel about you're in a relationship with somebody and the person that you're with has a lot of female friends, or you
Woo.
have a lot of male friends? I think well,
Woo.
you go ahead. I'll share my thoughts after.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you this. So the ex that you and I met through had a best friend that was female. She would call all the time. They would be on the phone kicking, and it irritated my entire soul. And if she had a problem with her car, anything like that, she would call him. So eventually I had to have a conversation with him. And I said, you can't be her go-to guy. You can't be her go-to guy. Period. She got a dude. Tell her to call her dude. She ain't about to be calling you all the time. It's gonna be a problem, right? So he decided. Apparently, her boyfriend was tripping too. So he decided it would be a good idea for all of us to go out on a double date, so that it could appear like everything was on the up and up. So we go out. We eating. We order some drinks. When we order the drink, he's sitting across from her. She's sitting next to her boyfriend. I'm sitting next to him. We order drinks. We order four different drinks. She's drinking hers. He's drinking his. She says, "Oh, this is bomb." He like, "Mine bomb too." She like, "You want to taste mine?" And he's like, "Yeah." So I'm thinking he gonna stick a straw in or something. She pushed the whole thing in front of him, and he just drinks off the straw.
Oh,
So I text
hell
him.
no.
Yes, I was trying not to make a scene, and I was a lot more reserved during that period in time. So I text him. I said, "What does his dick taste like?" He said,
Oh
he said,
shit.
he said, what you mean? I said, you think they ain't do nothing this morning? He said, oh damn. I said, that's what you get. And I don't think you're gonna kiss on me. And so the boyfriend and I, we vibing because we peeping out everything. So he getting mad. So she get up and go to the bathroom. He go outside, smoke whatever he was smoking. And so me and him talking, I was like, yeah, I don't like this shit. He like, no, I don't like this shit either. And so then he was like, you think something going on? I said, I don't know if something that happened or not, but whatever is going on is inappropriate because why is she not calling you? Why is she calling him for stuff? You are dude. And he like, that's what I'm saying. So we have a whole conversation. So like after that, her dude, I guess he put his foot down. He put his foot down. And so she stopped being around like as much. You know, she would only come around when her dude was like at work and stuff. And she wouldn't text or anything unless her dude, like if her dude was at work was the only time. So I'm like, to me it's limits to it. You know, I had a homeboy. My homeboy is married, and you know, there was a span of time where he cut off all contact with female friends, you know, and at first I was upset because we've been friends for so long. But then, you
Mhm.
know, we had a conversation. It wasn't direct, but he indirectly told me. He was like, yeah, me and my wife had to get to a point where we had to block out the whole world and lean on each
Mhm.
other and deal with each other. And I'm like, that's what you're supposed to do.
I'm with that.
No, and yeah, and I respect him and I respect that union. So it's like I wouldn't never want to come in between that either. So now the nature of our relationship is he'll text sometimes, I might text sometime. If something happened major in our life, we might hit up on social media or text or whatever. But I ain't seen him in probably 5, 6, 7, I don't know how many years. And it's probably something to do with the fact that I'm female because we've been friends, like I said, since we were kids. I consider him a childhood friend. Do I feel like it gotta be that way? No, but you do what you need to do for your relationship. So if your wife or whatever is feeling uncomfortable, you do what you gotta do, and I'm gonna respect that because I respect you and I respect y'all union. You understand what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I think it can happen, but the rules got to be clear, and your partner got to be first.
Um, I'm all for cutting off the other sex when I'm in a relationship, and it's a little different for me because, like I said, I know the type of male friends that I have. Are y'all even really friends? Can I even consider you a friend at this point? So I definitely will put that on pause or put that on end forever and not care if I'm dealing with somebody that I'm really rocking with because I don't want to cause any conflict between us. But also, for the men that I do deal with, 9 times out of 10, they're probably well endowed and they probably got a pass. You need to cut them hoes off too, my guy. That's what you need to do because they probably done seen your dick or something. And I've had a dude tell me before, I'm friends with all my exes. You friends with all your exes? You friends with all your exes for what? For what?
Oh, that's another question. See,
The
because
answer is no for me. No,
see,
N-O.
Nope.
to me, it depends on the ex. It
No.
depends on the
If
ex.
your dick was down my throat, okay, and I sat on your face and we did all the nasty things that we do, and I'm in another relationship, no.
I
You
can't
might
tell
get
you.
weak. I might
We
get
can't
weak.
say
The
Merry Christmas.
flashbacks, nah. Nah.
We can't say Merry Christmas.
I don't want shit to do with none of my exes anyway, so it's real
I
easy
don't
for
have
me.
none. I don't have. I got one from like high school that I'm still cool with. You know what I mean? But the rest of them, you know, for one reason or another, it is what it is. You know what I mean? I don't deal with them. We don't deal with each other. But if it was possible to just be cool, like, hey, how's everything going? How's the family? Especially if you were with somebody for a long time and you guys' lives are intertwined. You know they whole family. You know they might have kids you had a relationship with, all that kind of stuff. I don't see why it's necessary all the time to just be like on some like I hate this nigga because we ain't together no more. Sometimes it might be you might have to keep your distance, like 'cause sometimes it's chemistry. right? And you know, if you around that person too much, you remember, like you said, the flashbacks and all that kind of stuff. So it just depends. It's a case by case situation. I don't think it
Listen,
has to be automatic that
you
you,
said if, right?
hmm,
You said if, right? If.
I said if. Hmm.
Okay. And if was a fifth, we all be drunk.
Ah,
So the answer
Lord.
is still
I knew
no.
it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but then again, I don't know. When I get in that situation and I feel strongly about that person, and if I see too much interaction, it's gonna be a problem. But if they just
Yeah.
said, if they just, you know, saw somebody. Oh, this was funny. A young lady that I was having a conversation with, she was saying she's married and she's happily married and stuff, but she said that an ex of hers was reaching out and stuff like that, and she said she didn't respond or anything. She said one day she was bored and she went on there and she looked at his page and she was talking about how fine he was. She said she went to the store and ran into him at the store. And she said I went home and I deleted all my social media. And I was like,
He was
why? She was like,
catfishing.
it's her.
I said he was
No,
catfishing. He was a
no, he was better looking even in person. She hadn't saw him in a while.
oh
This was somebody
shit.
she used to mess with. She said he looked so good. She said she deleted all her social media. She said, and I said, why you do all that? She was like, because I don't even want the possibility of me
Hmm.
slipping up because I'm mad one day at my husband or something. She said, and I said, he must have been really good in bed. She was like, amazing. She was like,
Hmm.
and every time I see him, I think about that. She was like, so I need to not see him to make sure I keep my happy home intact. I was like,
That's
do what
real
you need to
though.
do, sis.
Yeah. I can definitely relate to that. Okay, but let me
Mm-mm.
go back here. So back to my personality and your personality. I am a very sexually liberated person. You know that. You met me like that. And that's one of the things that I love about myself. I don't feel like I should have to dull it down. I do know there is a time and place for it all. I'm not about to be at church with you talking about sucking dicks. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-mm.
I know when it's appropriate and when it's not. But at the same time, I feel like people also need to be grown enough or mature enough to have those type of conversations or deal with those type of personality types. If I'm not trying to rub on you or touch on you or invite you into my sacred area, then you should respect that.
That's true.
We're just having a conversation and it's not going to go any further than this. So,
Yeah, I
you
agree.
know, with your personality type, which me and you may have those talks, but you don't do those talks around certain type of people, maybe not as open as I am, depending on who they are in your life.
Right.
What about the men that have just decided to approach you like that anyway? Which is why I say you can't necessarily blame it on me being so open or so liberated or whatever, because it's still going to be people that are just going to say, fuck it. She got them
No, I,
DSLs.
I no, no, I agree with that. But
That's your new
I
nickname,
give
by
you
the way.
what?
DSL.
What's
So
my
when you
name?
say your host, when you say your host, say
Hell no.
DSL. Just kidding.
Hell no. No. So no. No, I agree. I mean, you got some creeps no matter what. You know what I mean? No matter the personality type that come in women a certain type of way. But a lot of men feel like if you are openly, sexual, they will misinterpret that as, oh, I could come at her this certain kind of way. You know what I mean? For example, my homegirl and I both, this has happened to me so many different times, but my homegirl and I both was talking to a guy and we were describing the guy, right? And so then I showed her a picture and she was like, I'm talking to him too. So we started laughing and comparing those. Well, how about the pictures he sent me were pictures of him with his family, on the beach. And, the type of conversation he had with me was one level, and everything he sent to her was sexual. Same person. He didn't even tell her. He told her his abbreviated name. Say his name was, Donald. He told her
Mhm.
Don and told me Donald. You know what I mean? Like it was different. And I said, I wonder why. We have a lot of similarity. We don't look alike, but we have similarities. So we both chocolate, we both short, both curvy, and both have like outgoing personalities. So I can see like some of the similarities in terms of that. But other than that, I couldn't figure out for the life of me why was the conversation with the two we compared text messages. But again, she's more open like that. So it's the same dude. He with the same BS, but guys, I think will be more like apt to do that quicker and throw that out there because they think that that's what the woman is about. They will misinterpret that. Like I know it doesn't mean because you're more free, and open in your sexuality, that means that you're just down for whatever with whomever. Clearly that doesn't mean that. And a mature man is going to know that as well. But some men
Mhm.
that are probably on the more immature side will misinterpret that. You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
and I had that experience with um water tank. He came
Uh,
at me one way, came at you one way, and came at our other friend another way. Little did we know he had tried to talk to all three of us at some point. You know what I mean? But it's because of our personality types was the approach that he used. He the same person no matter what.
well, I also know that they put us in buckets and boxes as they should
Oh,
anyway.
baby.
They probably have one that's like, and that's a topic too for another day, but they probably have one that's
Baby.
like wife material, will marry. All right, cool, just to have fun with. All right, cool, just to smash, I'm sure.
Yes.
However, you want to know what the kicker is for me, brown sugar? The
What's
kicker
that?
is who I am to y'all and on Facebook or wherever. My dating profile is mild. It's
Right.
really mild because I
Right. Right.
don't
Right. Right.
want to attract that type of man. And even when we are dating, it might take me a while to even get there and be sexually free, which when I have to do that, I'm actually, it puts me in a sense of being uncomfortable because I feel like I really cannot be myself. But I play the
Mhm.
game anyway. And do you know what I get? This is what I get. So you mean to tell me we can't have sex and we can't talk about sex? Why not? It's what grown people do. Why
Oh
we can't
boy.
talk
Yeah.
about
I
it?
mean, I've gotten that too. Yeah. We
So
we
it's
go.
like
We
you,
both grown. So let's not play games. Like, so grown mean that I gotta no stupid.
or or had this one guy tell me, um, hey, I think you cute, and how would you feel about a friend with benefit arrangement? Usually I don't even respond to those type of messages, but I said, let me hear them. And I said, you know what? Thank you for the compliment, but that's not something that I'm interested in. However, I'm sure you won't have a hard time finding that on this site. So I guess that made him mad. That's all I said. That next message came in was about 50 lines long. I don't understand why you can't fuck me. You gonna meet somebody on here, and who, if he's your boyfriend, you gonna fuck him. So why you can't fuck me? I don't get why you
Oh
can't. I'm like, is
boy.
this nigga begging? Like, what the fuck is going on? Like,
And you not
because I don't.
entitled to me. What the
So
heck?
I'm like, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't. So
Mm-mm-mm. Well, you know, before we wrap up, I just hope this week is much better because I had like a hell day. It was like a final destination day a couple days ago. First, I had a flat tire on the freeway. Then I got stung by a wasp and my hands swole up and I broke out in hives later on. Just all this stuff happened in the same day. So I'm just looking forward to a positive week with wonderful things that happen, abundance and like just happy thoughts and fun and just good things for both of us.
absolutely, absolutely. And I received that positive energy and I'm gonna send it right back to you.
I receive
Um,
it.
and I'm glad that you are okay from that sting. Now, since we could joke about things, I'm glad you didn't get stung in your lips because then you really would have
Ah,
had super big
two
DSLs, and
DLs.
we don't
No, I
we
would have
don't
had a lip
need that.
injection.
Oh yeah, yeah, the lip injection. Um, but Cherry did say before we wrap up, I just want to encourage y'all out there because we are grown, but shit is going around. Y'all know that I'm a big condom advocate. I'm gonna say it any chance I get. Make sure y'all all wrapping it up, okay? If you are gonna do, you don't really know that person because married folks cheat too. Make sure you are wrapped up. Make sure you are getting tested, and that's my PSA for today.
All right. Until next time, bye everyone.
Peace.